Good day guys, MFWest here, and I think it's been like 6 months since I made a video guys. I'm very sorry. I just have not been motivated of late to make content, so just trying to get back into that now, and it's going to be through a Mythic Plus video today. Currently in the raiding situation we're at Fate Scribe, and we should kill him tonight on Mythic, so potentially get into Sylvanas within the next week or two. So there is that guys. I might be posting some Sylvanas and KT content as well, but I do have a lot of M plus footage that I do want to get out to you guys. If we can give this video a massive thumbs up, if we can reach 150 likes, I will post a full Unholy Mythic Plus guide, and I do think that with the upcoming changes they've announced in 9.15 with the covenants, I am pretty keen to get involved and have a look at different covenants, and just mess around with things for Unholy with different covenants. So yeah, pretty excited for that. But today's video is going to be about a 20 miss, and miss on a tyrannical week can be quite interesting. I'm going to go quickly through my gear, because you guys haven't seen my gear in ages, my talent setup, what conduits, what soulbinds I recommend for this key, and just get straight into commentating it just how we normally do. So, talent-wise, because it's tyrannical, I do suggest going in Infected Claws, Unholy Blight, and Army of the Damned. This is all stock standard. I don't think that the Bursting Swords build is necessary on tyrannical. The first two bosses, your boss damage is super important. You'll see me talk about it in the video, but I do think that running this hybrid kind of single target boss does decent damage on AoE packs, guys. Don't get me wrong, depending on your group setup as well, but really focusing on the boss damage here. So this is what I recommend, especially with Soul Reaper. In terms of my gear, guys, at the time I did this video, I was around the same item level, like 248. 248, 249, and I've got Unholy set, which doesn't do anything, but I do have all the gems in, along with the Shard of Beck as well, and I do think this is the most important gem for us, the Foreboding Shard of Core. Really great in M+. Probably the best one to have for M+, if you're an avid M+er. Trinket wise, I've got Ocular Glare, not the best for M+, but nothing else to replace it right now. And I've got Inscrutable Quantum Device. So I haven't had any luck getting my hands on the Old Warrior's Soul from Sylvanas. Just not lucky. Do have a 252 weapon as well. And my stats wise, I'm sitting at 28% haste, 50% mastery, and 18% crit. Okay, so that is pretty much going to be my gear and talents. In terms of soulbinds, I would highly recommend Bonesmith Hymir for M+ content, mainly because of Carver's Eye, and where is the other one? Yeah, Mnemonic Equipment's pretty good, but he's like the AoE cleave soulbind that I would recommend. The traits themselves, they do kind of complement our style in M+, and Plague Deviser is just not as good. Doesn't provide as many benefits for dungeons that Hymir does. So in terms of the actual things itself, I've got Eternal Hunger, which is empowered because of the weak it is, and I do have the Convocation of the Dead to reduce that cooldown on Apocalypse. Okay. Otherwise, you can pretty much do what you want. I do like having Fleeting Wind for that increased Depth's Advance time, and I do have Condensed Atmosphere. It does some decent healing, guys. I've also got the Insatiable Appetite, which gives me a 1.8% increased healing on Death Strike. We'll take what we can get. All these conduits, well, most of them are 252, so pretty awesome there. And yeah, that's pretty much it there, guys. So I will also note that I do have a 262 Frenzied Monstrosity Legendary, so really does help as well. So that pretty much covers everything, guys. Let's get straight into the actual commentary itself. Let's go. Alrighty, guys, let's get straight into it. So first pull off the bat is a really big pull. It's both packs together. You do want to cleave off the villager itself here. Now, because I am running Army of the Damned, I'm going to Army here because I know it will be up. And yeah, just massive damage here, guys. You basically want to pop down D&D, and because it's more than 8 targets, prioritize spamming Scourge Strike. As the mobs begin to die and it drops down to 4 to 5 targets, switch off and start epidemicing. So this pack here, we're going to Mind Soothe it. Everyone is pretty aware of that here. Now, these packs here are quite scary on a Fortified. Not so much Tyrannical. They still hit really hard. You need to be making sure that you rotate kicks. Using your stun. Here I decided to use my Dart Transformation here, guys. And I'll be commenting on where I'm using Dart Transformation because it's our major DPS cooldown. So using that in conjunction with Unholy Blight there. And we're going to go get our Shroom. One thing to note, if you're half HP or a quarter HP, the Shroom actually puts you back to full HP, which is nice. So, Execution of Vareth. Now, this fella, you can actually put down AMZ for the Wave of Terror. It reduces that actually is a form of magical damage. I think it's shadow damage. But the bleed that goes out after that knee is not. That's physical. So, you can actually help out with AMZ. That wave, it doesn't do that much damage. The most scary thing about this guy is the bleed effect on that person. So, easy fix. I almost forget about the power there. We're going to go Necrotic Wounding here just because it's Tyrannical. Now, we are going to get 3 Lieutenants before the boss, okay? I use my Slappy Hands here because I know if I use it here, it will still be up for the important part of the boss. I'm going to use all my cooldowns here on these packs. They need to die, and again, we still have around 3 to 4 minutes before the boss starts. And even when the boss starts, you know, we'll be able to like wait some time before we actually get our ship back. So now, I don't know if many of you know this, maybe some of you guys do. You can actually send your pet out to this incinerator, as you saw me do. I just skipped there, but he hits the incinerator, and then you pull aggro from it. You pull your pet back, or you can dismiss your pet, and in comes the incinerator through the door. So pretty neat trick here. And let's be honest, guys, this is Tyrannical. Like this boss, if you don't kill it within a certain amount of time, you're losing minutes of time. So I think putting yourself at every kind of advantage to try and two-phase this boss is exactly what you need to do. So I am not going to use cooldowns on this at all. I'm going to hold, and we're going to basically kill Socodon and then go into the boss. So we are going into this boss with 3 out of 4 powers. Does not really get better than that. I believe it's 2 DPS powers, and this one will give a defensive power. So yeah, not bad at all. Really does make that little bit of a difference. So yeah, pretty awesome. So we'll pick up the Stone Ward here and on to the boss. Now, we are going to want to lust at around 30%, and that is when I will probably press army like 20%, and then just go absolute ham on Ingra. But again, hitting this guy first. Now, honestly, I made a mistake here. I think I should have Dark Transformation Unholy Blight, but it's tough to say, but I do think if I used my Unholy Blight and Dark Transformation, I would have been fine. Now, that Darkness, Embrace Darkness, you can Lichborn it, as you saw me do there. So here, I am armying, and off we go. Now, just watch me climb the meters. I do think that, like, I probably could, it would have been up, but I didn't want to miss the chance that my cooldowns weren't aligned. So, look at that, maxing out at 21k DPS there. I just didn't want to risk it, guys. I wanted to make sure that everything is baked into that damage there. So we're going to focus down Droman again, and then we'll kill off Ingra. So really big DPS, guys. We've got an Arms Warrior, we've got a Frost Mage, pretty decent comp for it, for nuking down, you know. And I'm actually cleaving Soul Reapers onto Ingra here, guys, so I can just get that extra Runic Corruption procs here, just weaving in Soul Reapers between it. And down goes Droman in a sec, making sure you dodge the swirlies, and then just finish off Ingra. You're probably going to get some massive Soul Reapers in this phase while she's here. And down she goes, 2-phase. You ideally really want to 2-phase this. Some pretty much everyone doing the same kind of damage across the board, so pretty awesome. Alright, moving down here. The Lieutenant is dead already, so pretty important. We have every cooldown available here. I'm not sure what the delay was here. So I'm going to send my pet, guys, through to the other group, and I'm going to pull him back, and we're going to kill the pack together here. Again, making use of our pet, and I dismiss my pet, resummon him, and Dark Transformation on Holy Blight. A little bit unfortunate there, guys, because, you know, when you resummon your pet, he is basically inactive for like 3-4 seconds, so a bit of downtime, but again, good use of cooldowns. That was pretty much everything from me here. And we pretty much are rotating kicks, guys. I'm going to skip to each pack here. We have a few things to deal with the AoE circle that goes out. So if you stay in the circle, it will punch you, and on 4 to 5 weeks, it'll probably one-shot you. You need AoE stuns or AoE kind of disorients. Night Fae from Warriors works. Unfortunately, our Warrior doesn't have it, but disorientating Roar from the Guardian Druid does also help. So on this single mob here, I'm going to use my Dark Transformation. Now, ideally, I would love to have Dark Transformation for every single mace pack, but that's not realistic. So you're going to have cooldowns for some packs, and for others you won't. That's just how it's going to be. We're all in comms, so we're just talking about what cooldowns people have between each one, but it's not fortified, so the mobs get wrecked anyway, and our comp has a lot of cleave in it. So here I've got Unholy Blight and Dark Transformation. I'm obviously going to do a shit ton of damage, and I got Slappy Hands. So this pack literally just gets decimated. That's the damage that you can do with Unholy Blight, Dark Transformation, and Slappy Hands. A lot of damage, guys, and again, not really the AoE spec here, so just proving it's not too bad. There's the Rampage I was talking about, and the Warrior Storm bolts it, so that negates the knockback effect. Here it is again. You can actually Death Advance it, but you're still going to take the damage from it. I get Dark Transformation off here, and we're going to do some big damage towards the end of the pack, unfortunately, but it's pretty much dead. And one of the nice things about this build is you pretty much can do damage outside of the circle. It's not too bad. You can pet stun it, you can asphyxiate it. It's not too bad. Alright, so here I don't have any cooldowns besides Apocalypse and D&D really, so not doing too much damage as you can see, but we're getting close to the boss, so not too bad of a thing here. I actually do Dark Transformation on Holy Blight on the end of this pack, and we'll see if I have it up for boss. It's going to be pretty close, I reckon. So yeah, so no Dark Transformation for the start of the boss here. I have Army, and I probably am waiting to use it in conjunction with Dark Transformation, because guys, with Army of the Damned, you can pretty much use it. So there we go. I actually think I should have held it till the next, until the phase after. This is a bit of a waste because, but I mean, it is a bit of downtime, but I can transfer these ghouls over to the one that we need to kill almost instantly. So move them over to here, and the ghouls actually do damage onto this clone. So not too bad, but I do think there's better optimal usage of that, and using it here would have been much better on a full shield. But it's important to try and get your Army of the Deads out as soon as possible, because you watch, right? I use it at the start of the fight. I reckon it's gonna have like 4 minutes left after this fight ends. Like, it's just, yeah, you like basically drop it down so fast. It's so good. So really helpful in tyrannical weeks. On this fight, guys, after you use Slappy Hands, there's only one point where you can use Slappy Hands safely, and that is the beginning of the fight. Do not use Slappy Hands at any other point in the fight because of the ad. If you grip the ad into melee, you're going to wipe your group. It is not worth risking pressing Slappy Hands for damage on this fight. I recommend holding it and just being smart about the usage of it. Don't use it unless it's the start of the fight. I've seen so many people just wipe groups because, yeah, it's not worth it, guys. So doing pretty good damage nonetheless. A really shit fight for Unholy, I think, because of all the stop-start, swapping targets, and just, yeah, everything. Make sure you have a mouse over macro for Chains of Ice for the Vulpin. Stun him if he gets too close to the group. Let your group know where it is, and yeah, it goes down pretty easy. Again, I think it's a really easy boss. It's just a time-consuming boss. So this is the first pull. We're going to do the first 3 slugs, I'll call them, with Cold Heart, which is fine. I'm getting trucked by this AoE ability from Cold Heart, but that's about it. I would definitely save AMS for that. We're going to be rotating kicks onto the Acid Gullet here and the Staghorn, making sure the Staghorn doesn't get off the shield or the heal. I do believe he gets a few ticks of his heal off here, but pretty much we have kick assignments to make sure that those heals don't go off. Now, this next pull is always pretty big, especially on a non-fortified week, so pretty big pull here. Now, I could probably army this and almost have it ready for boss. We'll see what I actually do here. So we're going to give the tank a fair bit of time here to get aggro and making sure that we kick the Staghorns. So here I actually do army and pop every single cooldown that I have in existence. And yeah, watch out for the massive green swells on the ground. As you can see, they almost got knocked off the edge. If you know where the swell is and it's knocking you in a good direction, that's fine. Death's Advance will stop you from being knocked off the edge. Very critical, guys, if you know you're not going to be able to avoid it. And yeah, it's just really important to get the kicks on the Staghorns, and yeah. The next scariest thing in this area, I would say, are the Reavers. The Reavers, when they jump to someone, they put this disgusting like bleed effect on your party member, and on Fortified, it literally chunks you for like 30% of their HP each tick. It's not something to mess with. It's probably literally the scariest thing in this dungeon. But we get them down pretty easily, and yeah, make use of your stuns onto the wasps / reavers. Again, here, decent sized pool. I don't have any cooldowns here, guys. This is so unfortunate. This is an amazing pool here. It just doesn't line up here, but you know, we're going to do all right. We've got D&D down. We can spam Epidemic, and it's not too bad. And we might be able to fit in a Dark Transformation on the back end of this. Yeah. So not too bad. I even send my Slappy Hands as well. I'll be able to slap your hands in the boss, that's no problem. Now remember, I armied on that pack before, right? Before this whole event started, going through here. It's only got 3 minutes left. So onto the boss here. Our count's perfect. We have 8 minutes to kill this boss, so pretty linear on time. We're going to hold Lust because these guys are great. We're going to hold Lust for when my army's up, and we're just going to, everyone's going to use their cooldowns there. On this fight, guys, there's a few things to note. The lava is they fixate someone, and it's important that they don't connect with that person. On Tyrannical, they do a shit ton of damage, and it's not something to mess around with. So using your CC and focusing them down with Epidemic is really important. The next thing is the Mind Link. You want to make sure that you are running as far away as possible from the person that you're linked with. Just don't even question or do DPS, just immediately move. The next thing that is probably the most highest chance that you will die on this fight is honestly the Swirlies. You have to just like, don't try and greed DPS on this fight. It's like, as soon as Swirlies spawn, I don't even bother worrying about the boss. Sorry, I just walk out. I just run out immediately. Like you'll see there, if I see a gap, I'll go for it, and I won't even mess around with trying to duck and weave and try and min-max DPS. I immediately run out. I need to live, so really, really important. As you can see here, guys, again, just moved out immediately. Even running through them, again, hurts a shit ton. Next important thing is to get the kicks on the Parasite a cast that he does. If you don't, one of your members in your party will be mind controlled, so not the best. Pretty nice thing that we have in this group is we have 2 executes, me and the warrior, so it's not too bad. And the boss eventually does go down with a Brez onto the warrior. And there you have it, guys. That is the Miss 20. Pretty straightforward on a Tyrannical week. Again, I do think the first 2 bosses are really important, that you have the damage for it, and you make up a lot of time in those first 2 bosses. So, yeah, there you have it, guys. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you could please give this a massive thumbs up, and if you guys can get this to like 150 likes, I'll post a Mythic Plus guide for Unholy. And with the upcoming changes to Covenants, I think it will be really awesome and something that you guys could definitely benefit from. So I'm going to keep posting these, guys. I am back, and I'll keep posting more and more content. Awesome. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace.